The Trail of History is a nonprofit established in 2005 with a mission to recapture and preserve the significance of key people who contributed to the history, growth, and development of Mecklenburg County for the last 250 years by erecting statues along the urban section of the Little Sugar Creek Greenway, a vibrant pedestrian walkway near the heart of uptown Charlotte.
We raise the money privately, and we build the statues, we erect them on county property along Little Sugar Creek Greenway, and then we gift it to the county, each statue, along with a 10% endowment for perpetual maintenance of each statue.
Individuals are selected by the Trail of History for commemoration via a rigorous selection process, representing Charlotte's diverse ethnic, religious, and political history.
Anybody that's walking down Little Sugar Creek and walks by and checks out the various statues can see amazing stories.
This is a great cause. We're going to leave a lasting historical legacy for the young people who will take field trips up and down that 1 mile section, and they'll get a feeling for the entire history of Mecklenburg County.
Captain James Jack was the first statue unveiled in 2010. Followed by King Hagler, chief of the Catawba Nation, and his friend Thomas Spratt Jr. Jane Wilkes, leader in Charlotte healthcare in the 1800s. Thaddeus Tate, African-American entrepreneur and philanthropist. And industrialists William Henry Belk and James B. Duke.
Humans around the world, whatever culture, are always trying to capture and remember people and events that happened before. So great events that really set their country or their culture in a different direction, they want to be able to remember and record. And we've done that through oral history, epic poems and sagas and everything. We've done that through written history eventually when that came along, but for every culture from Egypt to China to Europe, I'm very familiar with those records where they tried to capture stories in 3D in sculpture.
There's some great things that have been done by some ordinary people, but they've done some extraordinary things that make them special. It makes Mecklenburg County special.
The Trail of History is comprised of a diverse board of directors who collaborate with historians and sculptors on each project.
You really get to learn intimately the personality, especially when they're the artist, which was Chaz Fagan. He was developing the maquette. He's looking at all these various photos and kind of developing kind of the mannerisms, and you really, you feel like the person's there in a way. It's almost kind of like they're there in spirit.
In 2018, the Thompson Orphanage and Training Institute statue was erected, commemorating an organization that today has evolved into a leading provider of clinical and prevention services for children and families in Mecklenburg County.
The Thompson Orphanage was formed in the late 1800s, about 1885, and was started primarily by Mr. Osborne, who was a lawyer and a clerk of court here, and he got interested in orphans and the fact that there was no place for these orphans to go and to live and to grow up. People who had lost their parents, not from any wrongdoing or anything like that, or neglect or abuse, but they just didn't have a home. One of the most exciting things to me about getting involved with it was that the statue of Thompson Orphanage is the only statue down there that does not celebrate an individual and contributor to Mecklenburg County's history. That Thompson Orphanage is credited with contributing a lot to the livelihood of a lot of children who had no place to live and were raised at Thompson.
When complete, the Trail of History will comprise 21 locations of bronze statues, including Julius Chambers, George and Marie Davis, Lunis McGlowan, Romere Bearden, and Dr. Annie Alexander, who blazed a new path for future women when she became the first licensed woman physician to practice medicine in North Carolina in 1885.
One of the reasons that Annie is so representative of our community to Mecklenburg County is her can-do spirit, her willingness to say, I want to make my community a better place, so I'm going to be active in giving back to my community. I think it's 100% consistent with this region and with any other region that I've ever been involved with.
It doesn't matter what walk of life you're from, that you can achieve great things, and I think that can tell a great story in Charlotte and that we've got a great history.
The Trail of History is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Join us in bringing Charlotte's rich history to Mecklenburg County residents and its visitors for many years to come.